Hi, welcome. Today we are going to talk about tuples. Tuples are also data structures in Python. They are not very popular, but then you have to know them as on your journey to learn Python. So if you have not looked at the previous video, which is lists, you can go and take a look. And because tuples are just like lists, but then there is some slight difference, especially at the level of tuples not being mutable. You will see all of that in this video. So let's just dive straight away and let's see how to create a tuple. So I'll just create this coordinate, give this coordinates equals to, so you see this is how we create a tuple. Remember, with a list we're creating a list like this. So but when you create like this, that's already a tuple. So let's check that and see. Let's go to type, check and see type of our coordinates. Then we print that. Let's print, and then we close. And remember, you can either run it from here, right click and run, or you run it from up here. So let's just run it from here. So you see already that's a tuple. So this is already an empty tuple. So we can go ahead and put maybe figures there, say 1 and maybe 5, or 1 and 5, for example. So that's already, you run it here, you see, yeah, that's already your tuple. So actually, you are able to access your values like for list. So let's just try to get, say, this first element here. So let's go there, and then we say print coordinates, and then we do our usual indexing. So let's run that. See, run, good. So you see you're able to get your one. You can run this, or you can check out the other one again. Let's see, let's run it. Oh, sorry, went to debug. Let me just close this. Let's run it. So you can get your 5 easily. So that's okay. Now the problem comes with a tuple is when you want to change an element. Remember, if we wanted to assign with a list, we wanted to change, say, the first element, what we would have done is we would have taken, for example, coordinates, maybe the first element should be equal to maybe 3, for example. So with a list, when you do this, you're supposed to change this is, I should put this in small letters, it's the same. So you're supposed to be able to, when you run this with a list, you should be able to change this, should be able to change from 1 to 3. So let's try it now with the with the tuple and see. So let's run it. Good, you get an error. So this is the clear difference between a tuple and a list. This is where the difference is. So you're saying here, type error, tuple object does not support item assignment. So you can't change a tuple generally. So it's the fact of it being immutable, and it is usually used when you want to store something in Python that you will not change for a very long time. So there is not much, it's not the most popular data type like lists, but then you should just keep in mind that tuples, they are immutable. You can't change tuples. You like create it and it stays like that forever. So you can only access a index and see maybe the first item, the second item, but you can't change the tuple. So let's say, for example, you had a list. So my list, for example, and then my list equals to, and have a list. Remember, list can be a list of tuples even. So you can have list of, say, maybe 1 5. That's the first tuple, is the first element in the list. Second, maybe 2 8. Let's just say maybe another one. Maybe let's just say 6 9. Yeah, let's say 6 9. So now, if we check this type here, type again, remember, type of my list, clearly we are going to see that it's a list, but let's just run it. So you see, let's, sorry, I forgot to print. When you're using Jupyter notebooks, you can run this without printing, but when you're with PyCharm, Visual Code, you should remember to always put print there. So you see that is a list. So this is a list actually, like we saw last time when you create like this, and this is a list of tuples, so with 3 different tuples. So I just want you to know that tuples exist. You just need to know, and you know that they are permanent. You create them when you want to permanently store something, and that is the major difference between tuples and a list. There's not much about tuples to discuss than just that clear fact there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like the video and share the video if you do, and see you next video.